Shalom and welcome to Chapter 4, Shaar Gilgulim, Elevate Your Soul. Let's go. B'inyan ha-Gilgul v'yiver bo inyan Gilgul kafu ma'inyono. In the Inyan of the Gilgul, we'll explain the Inyan of the Gilgul. V'zeh l'shoyneh. Oh, yeshnei chalukim acherim inyan ha-Gilgul avadoi. Ha'echad hoki mi shebegam. Shebepam. Rishoyneh chadasha sheboy v'oilam hazeh. You came to the world brand new. First time. Zachal v'hasig narod. You came to the world and you got your nefesh, ruach, neshama. Right, Jacques? You learned how to make a decent living, find some spirituality, and you connected to your soul. All in your first time coming around. V'achar kacheta pegam oisim. Then tough times hit, you abandoned God, and you got rid of all that. You got to come back again. You're not getting all your gifts back. You gotta work to get it back. That's one way. But you came only and you learned how to get by in your nefesh. You were a good chap, but that's all you were. You were a good chap. And you were a left liberal and you were against God. But you were a nice guy. When you come back around, you said, never again, never again. And you got all your soul back that you never even earned the first time. You got it this time. Since initially you did not blemish your ruach and neshama, you got it all now. It's like the first time. Now you merit more. Ba'u kulam v'nifgamo kulam. Ma'asheinu king asher d'chila ba'u kulam v'nifgamo kulam ki az ech tiye nefesh b'tukenes mirkava el haruach hanifka. But Ma'asheinu king asher d'chila ba'u kulam. All right, it's not like the first time where they all came and you ruined it, and the nefesh cannot handle a ruined soul. The chema inyan hanashama anav gashe lo begam rishona rock es hanevesh akulam labolish loshtam achar kach begogo kenizkar venira lanias dasi ki kol bechinas tikum right signi laimer ki yom hamitzvahs to loyes be very nefesh. What does it mean, Jacques, to fix your soul? It means to do the mitzvot that are attributed to the limbs of the nefesh. Obechinas pagam, he has avera mitzvahs loas. So there's something called fixing and undoing problems. Problems are the sins of losase. You should not steal. So you got to come back and learn how to not steal. V'naida ki hashleimus knisas hanefesh baguf. Shehu nikra tikun nefesh eino ela ayidei ki mitzvahs. By you just really being good in parnasa and honest, you get that nefesh. However, there is pagamin by nefesh v'eino machsaris nitzitzeyam elichanes. But you used your money to steal. Therefore, you cannot expect. I'm not Averis Pogim and Nefesh. So you can't have your Nefesh fully come in unless you also stop doing that. The first time through, you only chapped the nefesh, i.e., worldly wisdom. And you weren't even that good at that, and you died. Your first body just didn't get it done. Im kol haruach im haneshama, hey, mazeh haguf hasheni bezman atachiyim oifen kiyein haguf harishon shum chelek beruach uben haneshama aval hu choylek im hasheni b'miksas hanefesh kefiyah chalak im hashketek im hamene v'shar chalak yeya hey hasheni. So your first time you were a shtickle daji, and the second time you were a greiser mensch. In the resurrection of the dead, your ikar existence will be the second and not the first. V'zeu al derech hanizkar lefaneinu b'siva b'sava b'shtat b'shpati b'inyan hayuvum ki ha'guf harishon lo itzlach b'riyah. Your first time around, you did not make children. You are not getting your whole nefesh back. The second body you entered in a Gilgal, who did procreate, gets the majority of the parts of the soul. Lahavu kulahavu v'adavar hazeh mitmiya ki ein lecha adam Yisrael she'eno mala mitzvahs karimon v'lama yizvadu l'gamri mizman adachiyah avo remez el ha'amwa ki hine ikar titanog la'ati labo hu labachinas haruach hanashama v'aguf harishon she'en bo she'afilo nefesh shleima rak nitzutz prati ahu rucha d'shemi ben aseya nim zagi ein lo te'aneg. How can it be in the resurrection of the dead, everybody doesn't rise up? And the answer is, the resurrection of the dead is a great delight. But what is delight? That's the question. Delight is the aspect of the ruach and the neshama. You got that? That's why this gracer mensch can sin. Yes, he's a good guy. He makes a decent living. Why is he not happy? He looks and sounds happy, but you see the guy's not happy. Because he's happy that he has an aspect of his nefesh. But he's not being fruitful and multiplying. Because that takes emunah. And just by making a couple bucks will not give you emunah. So therefore, fruitful and multiply is hard, and it's suffering. But why is it the main delight in this world? Because that's how you get your ruach and your neshama. And in other words, anybody who has given to them access and revelation of their ruach and their neshama, I don't care what, if you can be a Martian, if you have a ruach and a neshama, that's what you call delight. Oneg. Like the delight of Shabbos. So in your first body, you did fruitful multiply, and you got your ruach and your neshama, and then you got lazy, and your wife left you, and you threatened to kill her, and the kids divorced you, and you lost your kids. Now, Edo, good to see you. You lost your ruach and your neshama. And it's got to, you lost your nefesh. With the ruach and neshama, it's going to come back. You lost your nefesh. And it's got to come back in a gilgal with the ruach and the neshama in the second body, right? You fixed your soul, you procreated, you were delightful in your ruach neshama, you lost it, your nefesh comes back, you got to get married again, you got to find her again, have kids again, and then you get your ruach neshama back. Heimas galgim is chavrus nitzuz nefesh acheres kadesh yastayim mitzvahs zenikra gilgul kafol v'zachar inyanze. You weren't too bad of a person, so you're going to get an extra righteous nefesh. Remember that guy? To help you in the mitzvah is we don't want you to reincarnate again. You have a paranoia problem that you suspect your spouse of cheating and she did not cheat. So your nefesh is flawed. So the righteous nefesh given to you calms you down. You're happily married. No one is suspicious. And you live a happy life. And you will wake up in the resurrection of the dead. And you will take your portion of Gan Eden. But your first body around did the most bulk work. The second time you did nothing. You just got a chance to not mess up and you got help. So all the schusim go back to the first body. And that spark of the nefesh that came in the second body, he's there. That new nefesh has a portion of that body. He was indigenous to that second body now. So your real existence was the first experience. We explained all this above. You got all the parts of your soul, and then you ruined it. You don't get them all back in the next body. Each one comes in a Gilgal by itself. And you need to know each time you come back what you're trying to fix in the nefesh, and then in the ruach, and then in the neshama. Darki ga'asher nefesh is called gela. The guf acher latikein v'nitkana. You came back to fix your nefesh. Ve'azein ruach yakol liknes sham. You cannot get your ruach now. Ki ech yidavesh ruach pagum mato nefesh nitkanes. You want your dodgy ruach and your clean nefesh? V'im nemar she's lavesha ruach nifgam nefesh koydem shenitkana gam zeh Shaar. And if you want your ruach messed up, benefesh koydem to come before your nefesh is fixed, how are you going to do that? Ki yena ruach nefesh andi shlo tigon nefesh shehi lamata medregasoy. I'm sorry, Sharuach Aluya Bobi Gogocher, Levada Moracha Vala Nefesh Ager, Tumores Nafsho, Visham Nitkan, Vechinal Derek Xavier, Bod, Hanashama Beguf, Echad Levada Morkevis, Al Nefesh Ager. Who heard me say the word Nefesh Ager? Type 1 if you heard Nefesh Ager coming through. So your Ruach cannot come, you fixed your Nefesh, what do? So you need your Ruach to come in another reincarnation alone by itself, riding on top of Nefesh Hager that replaced his Nefesh. You caught that, Jack? So either a convert will be made, or a Ger will get a Ruach, or a Jew will fix his Ruach working with a Ger. Now it should be one. And then they'll fix that either him or the partnership with the Ger will fix his Nefesh or they'll fix the Ruach. The Ger functions as the living Nefesh. V'chein al derech zeh, And then you're going to come back again, and you're going to get the nefesh riding on top of a ger. So either a ger is going to come, this nefesh person ger, carrying the neshama to be fixed, or it's a convert and he's getting his neshama to be fixed, or it's a Jew and the ger is helping the Jew fix his neshama. Either way, a non-Jewish ger is getting the neshama, just from a different angle. But the reward and the merit and the function doesn't matter. Frankly, I would rather be a ger if you wanted to know my opinion. How awesome is that? The ger is like a living nefesh that God rides souls on top of it in order for that ger himself to get it, that ger to convert and get it, or the ger to help a Jew get it. Either way, that ger has that portion of soul. And that's something. Morchevis al nefesh hager. So the ger is a mitzvah neshama machine. That's what a ger is. I think that's pretty cool. A ger is a mitzvah machine or a soul machine. They are here to fix souls, help souls, do mitzvahs for souls. Man, I'm liking ger more and more by the second. I don't know about you. It's just a very interesting job. You guys relate to this? Is that the experience? I know that in text I'm seeing it, but I'm saying in real time, is that what you guys are doing? How cool is that? I'm telling you, how cool is that? That is just something right there. That is pretty cool. The ger he is not Jewish. He is something else, but they are working side by side. It is a partnership. It cannot happen without one or the other. It just has to be this way. And they work side by side in tandem. I think this is pretty cool. The bagoy neshmasim, the shai b'giyore, the zachuba ki aruach lavado, o neshama lavado, einam yachulim lehid lavesh b'guf achad, ela al yedei nefesh lechein lochim t'mors. So when you come back to fix a soul, it cannot garment one body. You see that? There's your definition of ger right there. When a soul is ruined, it cannot fit in one body. There must be two bodies. There absolutely has to be ger for the world to work. It cannot work any other way. Umoatim heim bedorasenu ella achrayim shezach leruach v'neshama hari nodaki aim davi bo asher kula ruchos v'neshamas lehitzaken. Aval yuvan iman nizgar ki gava ruach v'neshama nizgal gula begufas acherim biyoyis merchavim on nefesh hager v'az yitruno ganhe. He's saying, how in the world are we going to get Mashiach when Ben David will not come until all the Ruach and Neshamas are fixed? And people are pretty low and they can't handle the workload. What's the answer, Justin B? Nefesh HaGer. Because there are so many Ger. You can say, why did God make 7 billion people? Because that's how you get the job done quick. With 7 billion possible Ger, you cannot go wrong. Va'amnam hanefesh ha'ikarit shelo ka'asher zoch litgaken tuchel lekabel ruach acher shel ezet tzarei shenidama alav b'ma'isa v'yeh t'moras rucho mamish. So now, to even expedite the process more, let's say the Jewish component can switch his ruach with a tzaddik and get the job done quick in place of his own nefesh. And he can exchange that for a higher neshama And when he died, this nefesh dies, ima dayin a ruach higari shala lo nigmar tikuno, but the ruach didn't finish the job. As beini ubein holeches nefesh doi ima ruach shod tzadik hu liyolam abava al yado hitikabel hashefa ruila ka'asher nigmar tikuno ruach shalo begilgol beguf acher ginis galeel oz hanefesh omeres ala chava shuva el ishi arishod o miskaber ima ruach shalah v'china inim shamek asher nitkana chozim hanefesh ruach v'chazor ima yachav v'chunis galeel. So even though this guy didn't finish the job, he can ascend to Shemayim when he dies, Olam Haba, with that tzaddik and get the shefa. So that tzaddik can come and help expedite the process. And my friends, we're going to stop right about there.